welcome back to Math&Me with me, Nikhila Sankar. So let's get into ellipse. Okay. So what is an ellipse? So this is class 11. Ellipse. So I have two types of ellipse. One which is along the x-axis, and the other one which is along the y-axis. This is an ellipse. Correct? Okay. So the points which lie on the x-axis, I call them minus a, 0 and a, 0. Y-axis la vandu, I'll call them 0, b and 0, minus b. So these points are my vertices. Okay, wow? So this is my major axis and this is my minor axis. So, this is my center. So, iduvum A, iduvum A. And this is B and this is also B. So, this is called the major axis. This is called the minor axis. This is the semi-major axis and this is the semi-minor axis. Okay. So, இப்போ major axis oda value enna? Major axis oda length is 2 times A. And what is the length of your minor axis? It is 2 times B. And you have focus. Eppadi vandu nammaloda parabola la we have a focus point. Andamari here, this particular point is your focus. Okay, which is also again equidistant, but it lies on the major axis, not on the minor axis. Okay, so your focus length is 2c. And what is the relationship between A, B and C for an ellipse? Ellipse ku vandu it is a square minus b square equals c square. And when your major axis is along the x-axis, it means x square divided by a square plus y square divided by y-axis la enna irukku b irukku by b square equals 1. இதே மாதிரி இங்க I have, this is my y-axis and this is my x-axis. எப்போவுமே major axis la the coordinates வந்து a. So here it will be 0, a. Here it will be 0, minus a. And the minor axis will always have the coordinates of b. So I'll have b, 0 and minus b, 0. So in the major axis enna? Major axis is again 2a. Okay, that won't change. Major axis is 2a. Minor axis is 2b and my focus now lies on the major axis. Major axis is the one which is longer. So this is my major axis and now this will be my focus. So in that it will be 0, minus c. And this is my center point. Okay. And what is the relation again? It is a square minus b square equals c square. And what will be the equation? In that x-axis la a irukku. In that y-axis la a irukku. So I'll have y square first divided by a square plus x square by b square equals 1. Okay. So x-axis la irukuna your equation will be like this. Y-axis la irukuna into the equation. Okay. Okay. Now what is eccentricity? Eccentricity, which we also denote by E, is the ratio of C divided by A. So this is your eccentricity. And what is the lattice rectum? The length of the lattice rectum is 2b square divided by a. Okay. So these are the formulas. We'll use all this when we are solving questions. So you need to remember the relation between a, b and c for an ellipse. Hyperbola it will be a square plus b square equals c square. That we learn when we are learning hyperbola. Okay. So ippodiki you need to know the relation between a, b, c for an ellipse. You need to know the two different equations and the length of the major axis, minor axis and the focus. You need to know what the eccentricity is. E equals c by a and the length of the lattice rectum is 2b square by a. Okay. Example 9. Find the coordinates of foci. Foci na it is C. Then the vertices. What are your vertices? A and B. And you need to find out what the length of the major axis is. Length of the major axis is always 2a. Length of the minor axis is always 2b. And they are asking you to find the eccentricity. Eccentricity of an ellipse and c divided by a. And then they are asking you to find the length of the lattice rectum, which is 2b square divided by a. Okay. So now you are given the equation x square by 25 plus y square by 9 equals 1. So first you need to figure out which is a and which is b. Correct? Then we will know how the ellipse is located, whether along the x-axis or along the y-axis. So first a and b edun kandupidipo. You have to remember, for an ellipse, a is always greater than b. Okay? So if first nammaloda ellipse ipdi irundhuduna, your a coordinate will be here. So it will be minus a comma 0 and it will be a comma 0. If your ellipse is like this is the longer axis, which means this will be your 0 comma a and this will be your 0 comma minus a. So eppadi ellipse varanjalo, a oda length is always greater than the length of b. So always remember, for an ellipse, a is greater than b. Okay? So now in this case, we'll see how our ellipse is, whether it's along the x-axis or if it's along the y-axis. So I have 25 is greater than 9, which means a square is greater than b square and a is greater than b. So here, this point is a square plus y square divided by b square equals 1. So this is the general equation. So when you have x square by a square, it means your ellipse looks like this. This is your ellipse. So this is minus a comma 0 and this is a comma 0. So your ellipse is located along the x-axis. Okay? Along the x-axis. So first general equation, you need to find out which one is a. A is always greater than b. So you see, this is greater than this. So this is a, this is b. So x is a x-axis la a coordinates irukku, which means the ellipse is located along the x-axis. Okay, this is your first step. Now a square equals 25, which means a is plus or minus 5. You omit the negative value because the distance cannot be negative. So a equals 5. You found the value of a. Now b. B square equals 9. B equals plus or minus 3. Taking only the positive value, b equals c. Now what is the relationship between a, b, c for an ellipse? A square minus b square equals c square. Substitute panna 25 minus 9 equals c square, which means c square equals 16, c equals 4. So ipo c value kandupidichachu. So in the mari ellipse ku, where is your foci? It is always on the major axis. Correct? So when I draw the ellipse, I have, this is my ellipse. This point is a comma 0. This is minus a comma 0 and my foci lies here. அப்போ அதோட coordinates என்ன? minus c comma 0 and c comma 0. This will be 0 comma b and 0 comma minus b. So இப்போ foci என்னது? You have two foci. Okay, always remember. So it is minus c comma 0 and c comma 0. c என்ன? 4. So it will be minus 4 comma 0 and 4 comma 0. So what are your vertices வந்து? You have two vertices, which is minus a comma 0, a comma 0. So it is 5. Minus 5 comma 0 and 5 comma 0. What is my other vertex? 0 comma b and 0 comma minus b. So it is 0 comma 3 and 0 comma minus 3. So these are my vertices. Then the length of the major axis is 2a, which is 2 times 5, 10. Length of my minor axis is 2 times 3, which is 6. Apra eccentricity. E equals c by a. When I substitute the value, I have c is 4. 4 divided by 5. This is my eccentricity. What is the length of the lattice rectum? It is 2b square by a. So when I substitute the values, I have 2 times b square, which is 3 square divided by 5. So I have 2 times 9 divided by 5, which is 18 divided by 5. So this is the lattice rectum. Okay? Example 10. Find the coordinates of foci, vertices, length of major and the minor axis, eccentricity of the ellipse. The equation is given by 9x square plus 4y square equals 36. So, எப்போமே equal to sign ku right side la I need a 1. So, I am going to divide my whole equation by 36. So, I have 9x square divided by 36 plus 4y square divided by 36 equals 36 by 36. So, I have x square by 4 plus y square by 9 equals 1. So here, what do I see? 9 is greater than 4, which means 3 square is greater than 2 square. So my a square is always greater than b square. So which is my a square? On comparing, this is a square. So what will my general equation become? X square by b square plus y square by a square equals 1. So y axis la da a irukku, which means the major axis is along the y axis. So how does my ellipse look like? So what does my ellipse look like? It looks like this. So this point is 0 comma a, and this is 0 comma minus a. This is b comma 0. This is minus b comma 0. The foci always lies on the major axis. So in the point to foci. So it is 0 comma c and 0 comma minus c. Okay. Now you need to find all the values. So a square is 9, a equals 3. B square is 4, b equals 2. What is the relationship between a, b and c? A square minus b square equals c square. So 9 minus 4 equals c square. C equals root 5. 9 minus 4 is 5. C equals root 5. Now I need to find the value of the coordinates of foci. Foci can 0 comma c and 0 comma minus c. So it's 0 comma root 5, 0 comma minus root 5. Apra, what are the vertices? 0 comma a, 0 comma minus a. So 0 comma a, 0 comma minus a, b comma 0 minus b comma 0. So it is 2 comma 0 and minus 2 comma 0. These are the vertices. Now what is the length of my major axis? 2a, which is 2 times 3, 6. What is the length of the minor axis? It is 2 times 2, which is 4. Always the length of the major axis is greater than the length of the minor axis. Okay, ellipse eppadi irundhalum seri. Ipo idu y axis la irukku, this is my x axis. Okay, and what else? I need to find the eccentricity, which is c by a, which is root 5 divided by 3. This is the eccentricity. Length of lattice rectum another 2b square divided by a, which is 2 times 2 square divided by 3. So I have 8 divided by 3. Okay, so this is the final answer.